Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now this past week, the clinical trial data for Pfizer's vaccines and the US FDA briefing document were released to the public. And this week, we are going to look at the 5 most important facts that I think everyone should know about. If you are new to the channel, I'm Dr. Han. I'm so happy you are visiting my channel. Now in this channel, you'll find science review content, updated on the latest global health topic. I also like to share tips and tricks for students, academic and personal development. If these are your interest topic, please subscribe to the channel. If you have already subscribed and coming back for another week of COVID-19 update, I'm so happy you're here. So this past week, both the US FDA and the Canada agency approved the Pfizer mRNA vaccines for COVID preventions. Now, the clinical data also was released to the public along with the US FDA committee briefing document. That was a 52 pages document that contained a lot of the extra information. Now I read it, and today I am going to give out 5 most important facts digest that I think everyone should know about. Now without further ado, let's go to the screen. Alright guys, like I said at the beginning, today I'm going to give you a digest of this long briefing document that FDA released. So it is 52 pages, and I'm going to talk about 5 most important things that I think everyone should know about. So like always, a disclaimer, this video is my summary and interpretations of publicly available documents and information. This video does not serve as any advice on treatment, diagnosis, and preventions of any diseases, and likewise, I have no affiliations with any of the commercial company that I mentioned in the video. So first, a little bit of the background. The Vaccines and Related Biological Product Advisory Committee met a couple days ago, and there was a 53 pages FDA briefing document was released to the public. It contained phase 3 vaccine trial data for everyone to look at. Now, the Pfizer vaccines was finally approved in the US on Friday, December 11th. The vote was 17 approval, 4 objections, and 1 abstentions. Now today I'm going to look at some of the data that is coming out from this briefing document. First, let's look at the efficacy breakdown, some of the notable adverse events that you can expect, and the number of reported deaths, what we don't know about these vaccines, and what is in the injection itself. Alright, first let's look at fact number 1. How long does it take for the vaccines to work? Now here is a figure that I cropped out from the document. Now what I want you to focus here is the red line is the red placebo, so patients that are receiving a empty dose. Notice as the day goes by, the number of COVID occurrence increase, okay, like a straight line, and the blue line is after the first dose. So those patients, the number of COVID stayed kind of flat in this figure here. Okay, now what is noticeable here is at day 14. Now, initially, those numbers are pretty much the same, right after you inject, there's no difference, and it takes about 14 days, okay? It takes about 14 days to see the protections kicks in, and that you see a huge difference between those that receive a placebo and those that receive the actual vaccines. So after a single dose, the efficacy is about 52%. And after second dose, 3 weeks later, the efficacy jumped up to 95%. So that is the reported efficacies that have been released in sometime in November. Right, so let's look at fact number 2. What are the common adverse events? So most of the adverse events are similar to flu, but the occurrence are more frequent, but less than the shingles vaccines. Right, most are mild to moderate. This includes injection reactions, right, fatigue, headache, okay, and feeling tired. So muscle pains, chills, just having some joint pains that overall you just feel a little bit crappy for a day or 2 and some low incidence of fevers. Okay, so you look at the percentage breakdown, so you can expect some injection site reactions, or it occurred in 8 out of 10 people. Right, so did anyone died in the trials? I think that is some of the most concerning facts that everyone wants to know. So overall serious adverse event, okay, the company reported was less than 0.5%. Now in terms of death, okay, there were 2 people received the vaccines and 4 people received the placebo. Out of 43,000 participants died between the period of April to November. So it's about 0.1%. Now, 2 of the vaccinated deaths were both more than 55 years old. One died from a heart attack 62 days after the second dose. One died from thickening or hardening of the arterioles 3 days after the first dose. Okay, keep that thought in the mind. How about placebos? Actually, 4 deaths in the placebo. 1 died from a heart attack, 1 died from hemorrhagic stroke, 2 of unknown causes. 3 of the 4 were 55 years old or older. Alright, the death rate actually was similar to those that occurred in the general populations of this age group. So this suggesting those deaths were unrelated to the vaccines, so they happens to be died from cardiovascular diseases. Alright, so let's look at number 4, what we don't know from the trials here. So what we don't know is the duration of protection. How long will the vaccine protect us? Okay, so far we don't have this answer. We will have to wait and see. So what about the effectiveness and safety in high-risk populations such as in children and pregnant individuals? We don't know this answer yet. Okay, there will be some more follow-up trials in this special populations. How about immunocompromised? We do not know. We don't have the answers. So how about people that had recovered from COVID-19? Now, although people are suggesting they can still benefit from having the vaccines, but again, this was not included in the trial. So that's something that we don't know. Let's look at fact number 5. What is actually in the injections? So this data I obtained from the FDA EUA authorization letter there. So it contains some common salt and sugar to balance the pH and salinity of the vaccines. Okay, those are some of the common salt. Okay, that and sucrose. Okay, so I won't say it in detail, but here is for your information. Okay, now one important note, it does not contain any preservative, so that's why it needs to be stored in some of the very low temperature. Okay, one of the reasons. Now, of course, it contains the mRNA code for the SARS-CoV-2 virus spike protein here. Now here at the corner is the illustrations trying to make what it look like, okay, what it, the active ingredient look like in that mixture. Also, most importantly, to deliver that mRNA, that is the fat lipid nanoparticles. Okay, now these are some of the very technical names there. I listed there for your information. I won't spend much time to talk about these. Okay, now so what are the take-home message? Okay, the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines are deemed safe and effective by the US FDA and also by Canada agencies and the UK agencies. Okay, now common side effects are more frequent than seasonal flu vaccines, and the reported cases of death during trial were concluded to be unrelated to the vaccines. The only time, okay, will tell the duration of the vaccine effectiveness. So far, we don't have too much of a long-term data. Now, the vaccine is preservative-free, contains salt, sugar, mRNA, and the lipid nanoparticles. Okay, that is all in that injections. Now to learn more, here are the links. Okay, the first link is the advisory committee meeting briefing document. Okay, and the second link is the FDA EUA letter. Okay, that contains some of the more generic language for the public to review. So I just realized this is the 30th video of COVID-19 update that I've produced in the past 7 months. So I hoped all of those videos that combined provided some answers for you on this topic. Well, that is all I have for this week's COVID-19 update, and I will see you next week again, Sunday at 7 p.m. And I hope everyone to stay safe and healthy. Bye.